Hola, hola. It's your girl, Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, queen, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. And I am here to remind you, I'm a confidence coach, a business mentor, a speaker, an author, and I am obsessed with women standing up, showing up, and creating their confidence. And I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hello, my love. Welcome to the last episode for 2022. Holy crap. Goodbye, 2022. See ya never. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know how I feel about this year. It has been a massive year. Oh my gosh. I am so glad it's over. I hope you had, if you celebrate Christmas, a beautiful Christmas. I hope you had a gorgeous holiday with your fam bam. Y'all know I am on holidays. I am not home. My ass is in Thailand enjoying my damn life right now. But it's not about that. It's about wrapping up and closing goodbye, saying goodbye to the year that was 2022. Now, before we do this, here's what I'd love to do. I've got a few things for you today. So in this episode, I want to talk to you about how to end this year in particular, how to end 2022. It's a specific year, okay? It's the year out of 2 years of a pandemic. Being in Australia, all the crazy lockdowns that we had, it's been a massive year. Good, bad, ugly, amazing, all the things. But I really want to acknowledge how important it is to end this year the right way. And so if you're here, we're going to do that today. We're going to do that right now. I hope you have a pen and paper handy because we're going to be writing some questions that I want you to reflect on while you are listening. I want you to ask yourself these things. I want this podcast not only to help you end 2022, but also start thinking, start marinating while you're on the holiday break about how you want to step into and create 2023. It is very important. And the next episode is going to be all about the goals and intention setting. There's a free workbook coming. You will be the first to know. Don't worry. But I thought it would be really important to make this episode a little bit more tangible. I'm going to be giving you questions as I do throughout my podcast. And I hope that you can write these down and either answer it, pause me, or do it at a time where you got a pen and paper, you got a little cup of tea or champagne, whatever you want to do, no judgment, girl. And you can actually sit down and wrap up this year, complete 2022. It is important to complete. So before we get into the episode, I just want to share something. One of my beautiful girlfriends, shout out to you, Janine Garner. She's been on the podcast and I've been on her show and she's just amazing. Has she been on the podcast? I don't know if she has been. I have to check that. I actually don't know. If she hasn't, she needs to be because she is the damn bomb. I'm pretty sure she has been on the podcast. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. That's something to think about in 2023. My brain cells are not working because I'm on holidays. But what I want to share with you is something she shared with me and a group of friends. And I'm going to read it to you because it is so powerful and so spot on. She sent it to us in a private messenger chat, and it was something that she found on social media. And I did get the author of who wrote this, but I'm going to read it to you. And I want you to see if you resonate with this, because when I read this, I was like, holy shit. This was written by Naomi Holt. And here we go. She says, a gentle reminder about why you are utterly exhausted. No one I know began this year on a full tank. Given the vicious onslaught of the previous 2 years, let's just call it what it was. Most of us dragged ourselves across the finish line of 2021, frazzled, spent, running on aged adrenal fumes. Oh, girl, that is faux show. We crawled into 2022 still carrying shock, trauma, grief, heaviness, disbelief, the memories of a surreal existence. And then it began. The fastest hurricane year we could have ever imagined, whether we have consciously processed it or not. This has been a year of more pressure, more stress, and a race to catch up in all departments, every single one. Ooh. Work, school, sports, relationship, life. Though not intentionally aware, perhaps hopeful that the busier we are, the more readily we will forget, the more easily we will undo the emotional tangle, the more permanently we will wipe away the scarring wounds. We can't. And our attempts to recreate some semblance of normal on steroids while disregarding that for almost 2 years, our sympathetic nervous systems were on full alert. It has left our collective mental health in tatters. Our children and teens are not exempt. The natural byproduct of fighting a hurricane is complete and utter exhaustion. So before you begin questioning the absolutely depleted and wrung dry state you are in, pause, breathe. Remind yourself of who you are and what you have endured. And then remind yourself of what you have overcome. Whew. Despite it all, you're still going. Even on the days you stumble and find yourself face down in a pile of dirt, I would have said shit. But anyway, understanding brings compassion. Instead of racing to the finish line of this year, tread gently, go slowly. Amidst the chaos, find small pockets of silence, find compassion, allow the healing, and most of all, be kind. Written by Naomi Holt. Yo. Let's just take that all in for a moment. Wow. I mean, when I read that, I had chills. It gave me chills again just now reading that. What a mouthful of truth. When I read that, I was like, yes to crawling into 2022. What have I been saying on the podcast towards the end of the year? I'm like, yo, we were asleep in a cage, lockdown. And some people love lockdown. That's cool. I get it. You got shit done. I got to write a book in lockdown. I mean, you got to be with your kids. There was great things about it. And maybe we needed a slowdown collectively. Cool. But for that long, like we were in lockdown in Melbourne for a long time. And then to go into 2022, I was on a podcast a week ago. And on the podcast, I said to the lady, it's like 2022, try to like sneak in the back door and be like, hey guys, Happy New Year. And you're like, hold on a minute. What the fuck? You are dressed up with some shit, but you look like 2020 and you look like 2021 and you're coming up in here like you're 2022, like you're fresh and brand new. Go fuck yourself. Like, hold on a minute. Are you just walking up in here like it wasn't just a fucking pandemic for 2 years? Are you going to act like that New Year? Like the New Year, just like, hey, I'm here. Felt like a person just acting like, nah, what are you talking about? Let's get on with it. Back to the normal. Let's do the things. We didn't get a break. So when she says like we crawled into 2022 in shock, carrying trauma and grief and heaviness and disbelief, like what the fuck did we just go through? Yo. 100%. So I wanted to start the podcast with that because that is exactly what I've been feeling. I've been feeling this exhaustion, this little bit of scarcity in 2022. Like, oh my God, I better hurry up and do it because if I don't do it, what if I can't be free again? What if we get locked down again? What if something happens? What if my business changes? Like there was so much we all went through, whether you were employed, staying at home with kids, having work, having a business, whether you started a business, a student, there was so much change. And so if you are fucking wrecked right now on the last week of 2022, high five. You should be. What a fucking year. And I wanted to start with that because I think it's a big year. I want to take time with you and I want you to take some time to acknowledge the year that was. Just take a moment if you can. If you're driving, if you're walking, if you're sitting with a pen and paper listening to me, just take a moment. Breathe it in. 2022. Did you have a word of the year? I almost want to laugh because, you know, when we do this, like my word of the year, my big plans, and then the pandemic hits and then shit hits the fan, right? That wasn't in the brochure for 2022. What was your word of the year? Did you have a word of the year? First of all, I forgot my word of the year. I had to ask my husband before getting ready for the podcast. And I chose the word space. And it's crazy how exactly to the T, it makes me get emotional. That word is for me this year, space. This is the first year that I went away by myself for 5 days as a mother of 2 young children, as a business owner. Like I have a lot of people depending on me and I love it. I love what I do. I love my husband. I'm obsessed with him. I want to be with him all the time. clingy, right? Like I love my life. And I went away by myself. I had space for 5 days in silence by myself in the bush, doing nothing. Went to a spa, had some therapy, walking, nature, eating beautiful organic food. I had space. And that 5-day experience completely changed the woman I am. Everything about that experience when I came back changed completely my outlook on my life, my outlook on hustle culture, my outlook on rest, who I am, how I identify myself as a business owner, as a woman in business, as a mother, like the way I use my phone. I mean, it changed everything for me. If you didn't listen to that podcast, it's a podcast called What I Learned from Being Off the Grid or something like that. It's in the podcast. Please go and search it. It taught me so much. It completely transformed me. I got some space. We got a brand new office and warehouse space, which is like, that was on my vision board. We needed to get a new office. My husband sold his gym. We needed to find a new space. So literally, I have a brand new office and warehouse, which is huge. I've got so much space in my space. We bought a house. Like I bought a house. A Puerto Rican girl up in here saved $150,000 cash. And I bought a freaking house, a 3-bedroom house, a 7-figure property. Like my house right now is so tiny. So we have to renovate and do all these amazing and fun things. But like I have more space now. That was huge for me. Like I have more space. I created that space. I bought a new iPhone. I know that's ridiculous, but your girl over here, content creation is a problem. And I got more space. I got a brand new iMac so that I could actually have a nice big ass computer with more space. Like I just got more space everywhere. Why? Because I fucking said so. Because I created that word and I intended that word for my life. I chose that word. Now, I want you to ask yourself, did you choose a word of the year? And take a moment right now, if you did, and just close your eyes if you're not driving and you're not walking. Reflect. Did my word of the year actually reflect my year in 2022? Yes or no? Now, for those of you beautiful peeps out there who were like, word of the year, that's a good idea. I didn't do that. Don't worry. You didn't do it. But looking back, you have hindsight. Looking back on 2022, January 2022, Happy New Year, February 2022, March, International Women's Day 2022, April, May, Mother's Day, June, July, August, September, October, November, December 2022. What was this year about for you? If you didn't choose a word, what would your word be? Not what did you want the year to be, okay? What was this year about for you? And if you did choose a word, did it match up with how your year worked out? I just happened to work out. I don't know how, yo, like seriously, I don't know how this year worked out. Cause also if I was to name this year, it would be fucking tired. Exhaustion. Oh, fuck. Fuck you, 2022. That would be my word of the year. That's a sentence, but you get what I'm saying. I chose space and it happened to work out in between all the other fuckery. But if you didn't choose a word, what was your word? What would you have made it? And why? Write this down. Journaling question. If I didn't choose a word, what would my word be? And if you did choose a word, did it even match the year that you had? This sounds like not a big deal, but yo, it's very hard to encompass a whole 365 into one word. But imagine the power of doing that. The experience of having to do that. What is the word that comes to mind? And why? There's something in you that's choosing that word or wanting to choose that word. And I'm like, unravel. That's a journal prompt. That is something to work with and talk about and unpack with yourself for reflection, for wrap up, for completion. And we have to complete before we create. We have to. You can't leave shit unraveled and then start making other shit. You've got to finish the book. You got to close that chapter. You got to wrap it up, tie it up in a bow. Thank you so much. Next. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next. You know what I'm saying? We need to wrap this thing up. So I want you to think about that. Another journal prompt that I want you to think about is what worked? What went well? What worked in 2022? What worked? I think for me, the fact that I was able to create the wealth to buy my first home as a woman of color, that was huge for me. being able to hit 6 figures a month early January, February, we started making 6 figures a month. I can't believe that. I'm not saying that to boast. I'm saying that because I want you to know that that shit is possible. Okay. Like that is crazy to me. I went from 55K a month to like 100K a month. That shit was wild. The fact that I created that from service, crazy. Being able to save money to buy the house, being able to start school. I started college. I'm going to university. What? Crazy. That worked for me. Being able to create content and align with brands and businesses and suppliers that can help me in my business this year. Being able to find this space, right? Like working out what I desire, working out the plans for the next 10 years. We did our 10-year plan this year. That worked. There was so much good shit. What worked for you? What went well this year? What worked? Next question. What didn't work? What didn't work? For us, we had some issues when it came to our business process, to our sales process. We noticed where there were gaps, where we needed more support. We noticed gaps in our accounts department. We noticed gaps in our shipping and how we send things. What didn't work? Our tiny ass house. We know now that shit is small. We need to get up out of here. My husband's car. There was so many issues with his car, like needing to get a new car, not having enough brakes. We didn't have enough brakes this year. We didn't slow down. We didn't stop. Like I hit burnout. I don't know how many times in 2022. October was my worst month, yo. I'm traumatized. Like I need a t-shirt that's like, I survived October 2022. And then it got worse. My mom got sick. I needed to get paperwork in order for a power of attorney, for some health support for my mother. It didn't work. There was a lot that didn't work this year. What didn't work for you this year? And see if you can write it down without the blame and the shame and the guilt. We just want to reflect. This worked really well. This did not work. That needs some work. Okay, cool. What do you want more of in 2023? What do you want more of? Something we identified, and Hamish and I, at the end of the year, we do this whole process. You are going to get to hear the process like we do every year. It's a ritual we do. You are going to get the workbook and the questions that we ask ourselves so you can take this workbook that is freaking amazing and you can write it. You can do it with your partner, with your business partner, with your best friend, by yourself, with your dog, in nature, whatever. And it's so powerful because we get to see what we want and we get to create it and we get to speak it and write it and manifest, right? Your words create your world. When you speak it out of your throat into the world, this shit can become real. So many of us don't let ourselves dream. Never mind write this shit down. Never mind speak it. Yo, so much power in that. So when we talked about this, what do we want more of? We want more breaks. And not because we're tired and we don't love what we do. We fucking love what we do. I'm obsessed. Y'all can sit here all damn day. My events could go for 52 hours. I have the Tony Robbins syndrome. I love talking and being with people and serving. I love it. I'm obsessed. Obsessed, yo. I got an issue. So I have to have a break. We want more breaks in 2023. We want more time with our family, like doing nothing, holidays, vacations. I want to stare at my kids in their eyeballs and be like, hi, I'm with you. I can see you. I'm watching you. I'm giving you my undivided attention as much as you want. During this time, we are on, right? We are resting. We are taking breaks. I want more of that. I want more travel. We haven't been able to fucking travel. We haven't done shit. This is the first trip that we've taken. This trip I'm on now. Like, what? We need to travel. What else do you want more of? What do you want more of in 2023? Do you want more confidence? Do you want more money? Do you want more relationships? Do you want more friends? Do you want more adventures, spontaneous shit? Do you want more travel, better food, a better job? What do you want more of? Yeah? Now you got that. What do you want less of? What do you want less of in 2023? What do you like? I'm done with that. I don't want any more of that. I want less burnout. I want less burnout. Yeah, less burnout. That's the one that sticks out to me the most because I'm really fulfilled. My life is great. I'm happy. I'm a fucking creator. I make my life. If I don't like it, I ain't doing it. I'm not waiting for fucking December to stop something. Maybe you have. Maybe you've let something go on that you are like, yo, I'm done with that. Maybe it's people pleasing. Maybe you want less of caring so much of what people think about you. Maybe you want less work. Maybe you want to have more free time, get a better job, get paid more. What do you want less of? Maybe you need to move away from your family so you don't have them all up in your business. I don't know. Only you know, my friend, but please write this down. I want less of this in 2023. Now, I want to move to a part where it's really about reflecting and recapping in some really powerful areas. And the areas really, it's about pride. What are you proud of? It's about growth. What challenges and shit did you overcome? It's about unfinished business. What's still not done that needs to be worked on? And it's about aspirations and goals and vision. These are 4 key areas. And I want to talk you through the questions. And when you have a moment, please fill this out. It is such a powerful reflection. I'm going to see if I can share with you some of my reflections. The first one is, what are your top 3 to 5 wins for 2022? What did you do really well in 2022? What worked really well for you? What can you celebrate? When you are cheersing and saying, Happy New Year, what are you going to celebrate and be proud of? What are you proud of for 2022 that worked really well for you? What are you proud of? I'm going to share some with you. I'm proud of the fact that we bought our new house, that we got our new office space. I'm proud of the awards. I won all these awards. I won 2 Podcast of the Year awards. I won Coach of the Year. Like, next level. I shipped 1,000 books. 1,000 of my books went to women in business in Australia. Oh my gosh. I hired 2 new team members. That was awesome. I presented to Australia's largest business women's network. I was damn stressed about it, but I did, and it was awesome. There was so much. But those are some of the really amazing good things that I'm celebrating. My top 3 wins. There's more. I started school. Girl, please. Oh my God, there's so many amazing things. Tell me the good shit. Write down the wins. What were the 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 wins that you got this year? Pop them down. Most proud of. What are you most proud of from 2022? Okay? Number 2. Most growth. Ooh, it makes me emotional. What gave you the most growth? What was the most fucking challenging shit about 2022 for you? I have to say, my mom having a mental breakdown after 14 years of not being sick. 14 years is a long time. That really challenged me and still is challenging me. I'm still emotional about it. I need to do a podcast on it. My mom relapsing, not taking her medication, being in mental hospitals, being so far away where I can't help her and feeling helpless and feeling the re-triggering of my childhood, most challenging. My kids were sick so much this year. My husband had a sinus infection for like weeks. It felt like one thing after another came to tumble down our dreams and our goals and our vision for this year. One thing after another. We lost our head of sales. I love her. She's still my bestie. But we lost her in our business and it impacted our business. There was a lot. There was a lot of growth this year. Growth meaning fucking challenging. Guess what? You don't get growth without challenge. What was hard about this year? What challenged you the most? I've got more, but that's like the top shit that I can remember. Think about it. Write it down. And here's what I would say to you. When you write down the challenging, hard shit, the bad air quote stuff you went through, next to it, write down the lesson. So yeah, my mom relapsed and, mental health was fucked up and I felt helpless and hopeless and it was really difficult. And I was getting up at 2 a.m. to call her and message her and try to work out with doctors and advocate. What's my lesson? My lesson is I need to get my mom's paperwork right. I need a power of attorney. I need a game plan. I need to be more in touch with the people that look after her mental health. We need to sort out her visa. We need to get shit. So I need to get my shit in order when it comes to my mother. As the only child with no dad and no brothers and sisters and only one family friend or 2 family friends, my ass needs to get that shit in check. So was it challenging? Was it horrible? Yes. But what was my lesson? What was your lesson? So write down next to that challenging, horrible thing. What did it teach you? What lesson are you pulling in to 2023? Make sure you take time to put that down. That second column is lessons and blessings that you got. Okay, number 3, about to wrap soon, okay? You ready? Unfinished business. What did you start this year, but you didn't finish? What do you know that you need to work on in 2023? What are you like? I started this. I wanted to do this. I launched my business, but we didn't make it. I started school, but I haven't finished it. I started to create this, but I haven't wrapped it up yet. I said I was going to work on myself. I said I was going to read a book a month. I said I was going to end people pleasing, but then I went back. I said I was going to end my toxic relationship, but then I ping pong and I fucking played back and forth. And now I'm back in that relationship. I need to work on my self-worth. I need to work on my worthiness. I need to get a pay rise. What is unfinished business that you know you need to take into 2023? And we are going to workshop it. And by we, I mean you and I on this podcast. Or if you're in the sisterhood, you know we're working on this already. We've already wrapped up with sisterhood and startup squad. We got a whole game plan in our programs on what's going to happen for 2023. Maybe for you, your ass needs to join the sisterhood. Maybe you need to get a coach or a therapist or a mentor. Launch that business. What is unfinished business? It's number 3. And number 4, the last one. And we're not going to do it now because the last one is my next episode. The last one is, what are your aspirations for 2023? What are your big goals and big visions? What's your word of next year? What do you want for 2023? What are the massive goals and big experiences and bucket list shit that you want to put into next year? And if you want to work that out, the next episode, Goals and Intention Setting for 2023, comes with a free PDF workbook. You download it, you print it out, or you can work on the computer. You type in your answers. You can journal with it. It is such an intentional way to create the year to come. I am so excited for that episode to come out. So be sure to come here next week. Listen to the episode when it comes out. Download that free thing. It'll be in the show notes. It'll be on my website. It'll be on Instagram. It'll be everywhere. Be sure that you are subscribed to my list so that you get the first email of when that comes out. That is one of the most powerful things that I have ever done in my life. It is what helped me create this podcast. Over 2 million downloads, by the way. Thank you. I love you for listening to this show. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for your amazing reviews. And I'm so grateful. We got USA as like our number 1 listener. Australia, Canada. We got people in Europe. Like fucking amazing. I can't even thank you enough. I made my 7 figures. I built an amazing marriage because of this process. This process is what has helped us hit every goal and vision and dream. So please make sure you join me for next week's episode where you are going to be able to do this as well. It is my personal process that I'm going to share with you. But start thinking about that before the year ends. Start thinking, what do I want for next year? Let yourself envision this. When we are cheersing the end of 2023, what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? All right. I love you. I'm going to leave you with that. Happy end of 2022. I will see you next week. In next year, in the next episode. Thank you so much for being here. I love your face and I cannot wait to see you next year. Thank you so much for listening. I freaking love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your ears and your energy and your attention. Thank you for letting me into your world. And thank you so much for listening and tuning in to this podcast. There are so many podcasts you can listen to, and I deeply, deeply, for real, appreciate you listening to mine. Do me one big favor, one big thing. Please share this episode or this podcast with a woman who you know needs to hear this. This is my mission on planet Earth, to serve as many women as possible so that we could show up, stand up, speak up, and create the confidence and the life that we desire. I appreciate you, my love. I will see you on the next episode.